Hola, mi gente. Joe Barreto back with you at the Credit Card Connection. I'm so glad you can join me. Well, mi gente, I just dropped a video on getting over 1 million American Express membership rewards points. And people ask me, well, how did you get the bulk of those points? Now, a lot is going to be spending. I'm not going to lie, especially when you calculate which cards to use in different scenarios and what's the best case use for them. You can rack up a lot of points pretty quickly. But as many of you know in this space, the easiest and the quickest way to accumulate a lot of points is by the sign up bonuses that you get when you sign up and apply for a card. Now, some of the sign up bonuses are going to vary from, let's say, $500. And normally those are for cashback cards where if you spend $500 in 3 months, you can get $100 or you can get $200 back as a statement credit. Some might be $1,000, $2,000. Some of the business cards can push you into the $15,000, $20,000, even $30,000 range for one of the Capital One, either Venture X Business or the Capital One Spark business cards. Those can be $20,000 to $30,000 in 3 months. So I'm not talking about those at that extreme high end. The focus today is going to be, let's say you wanted to apply for the American Express Gold Card at $6,000 spent in 6 months. How would you get there? What could you do to meet those spend requirements? Or the American Express Platinum Card for $8,000 in spend, or one of the Chase cards for $4,000 in spend. So there's a lot of different ways and different things that you can do to achieve that. Some of it might be a little bit out of pocket, like some people might say. You might say, wait, I didn't think about that. But these are all doable. I've used all of these at one point or another. So sit back, relax, do me a favor, hit that like and subscribe button. You're going to see that by the end of this, you're going to be able to meet a lot of spend requirements that you probably didn't even think you were able to achieve, because I'm going to give you these examples. So I'm going to ask you first to pardon me as I go up and down, because I did put a lot of different bullet points. I'm not going to go so much into the detail for each in particular point, because you're going to know what it is, obviously, and how you're going to achieve it on your own. Everybody's example is a little different personally, but let's jump into it right now. First and foremost, if you have a big spend coming up and you know it's coming, let's say you're going to do the roof on your house, or you're going to do the siding, or you're going to throw a new sidewalk, or you're doing an addition and you need to go to Lowe's or Home Depot or any other stores like that, or you need to buy new appliances for the house. Home improvement projects are huge and a quick way to meet the spend requirements. We all know that's going to be a gigantic expense. So a $10,000 spend requirement on a card that might seem out of reach right now, if you think about it, that's like that. I spent $10,000 last year replacing the air conditioning system in my home in Florida. That was the spend requirement on one of my cards. Done. That easy. Okay. Still got to pay that bill, guys. Don't want to pay with interest, but nonetheless, that was able to net me over 125,000 points for that particular spend and that purchase. Okay. So home improvement is always huge. A lot of money goes into it. That's the first. The next one, if you're going to go buy a car or lease a car, a lot of dealerships will allow you to put a good portion of it. I just bought my wife's Mazda off lease. We, instead of returning it, we decided to purchase it. And I was able to put $5,000 on it to meet the spend on one of my Chase cards. And actually, I think I put $5,600. I just needed another $400 of spend to meet the $6,000 requirement on that particular card. So if you're going out to purchase a car or lease a car and need the deposit for it, or even the taxes or any of the other fees that might incur from DMV, or if you're buying a special protection package like wheels and tires and so on, you could throw that on your card and meet the spend requirements like that as well. Appliances, like I said, for the home, stove, refrigerators right now are over $2,000. Stoves will be like $1,500. Dishwasher will be $1,500. So you see how quickly that's going to go. So you want to make sure that the card that you're going to use, also make sure there'll be times that they're going to offer you higher multipliers if you use it in certain categories. So make sure you match the card with the categories where you want to spend and take full advantage of that. Okay. Worst comes to worst, you can always use a card that either has a 1.5 multiplier for everything. Let's say like a Freedom Unlimited or the Ink Unlimited, or 2 times on everything like the Wells Fargo Active Cash or the American Express Blue Business Plus card. Okay, so keep that in mind as well. It's a quick way to make a quicker hit on those purchases. Next thing, so let's say you've exhausted the home improvement, you've exhausted cars and appliances and things like that. What's next? The next thing could be by moving over charges that, let's say sometimes you use your debit card for. And not that there's anything wrong with it. I did that for years, but then I realized I was leaving a lot of money on the table. But here's what you could also add in order to meet a spend: car insurance, home insurance, life insurance, etc. You think about it, here in Jersey, 2 cars for us a year is over $2,500. You could pay that off in installments and drag it out, or you could do one shot, get it over with, meet the spend. Get what I'm saying? So also home insurances. I did that with my home in Florida. I was able to spend $700 and something this past October to put on a card and meet the spend requirement on another card that way as well. Actually, that was from I believe it was the Wells Fargo card that I needed to finish off. Food. Now, let's say you have a card like the American Express Gold that gives you 4 times on dining out and grocery shopping, okay? And you have an event coming where you're treating people out to dinner, or if you know that you're going out with a huge group out to dinner, there's 10 people there, foot the bill, let them Venmo you or Zelle you back. You just made, if the bill was $1,000, you just made $1,000 of that $6,000 spend, and you're getting back 4,000 points for that particular spend. Now with the holidays coming, you have Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, you do a lot of entertaining, or if you go out a lot, use that card to meet the spend requirement, because not only are you meeting the spend requirement, but you're also maximizing the amount of points you're spending on each dollar. Okay. So it's going to be food, grocery shopping, dining out. That's next. Next thing is this: for your car, gas. So if you have a card, let's say like the Wyndham Business Earner that you needed to meet a spend, that's giving you 8 times for gas, why not? Especially if you have a car, an SUV that uses a lot of gas and you got to meet that spend requirement, use that, okay? Because you're going to make a lot to get to stay at Wyndham hotels, but you're also meeting the spend requirement with that. Or if there's a repair to your car that you need to make, put it on a card. This way, you're also meeting that spend requirement. Now, other repair services could be anything from repairs at home, plumbing, heating, any other kinds of work, things that you need done. That's what you could also throw onto it. College tuition. Now you go online, you pay it. Now you might pay a fee, but see if it's worth it in your head to pay that 2 point whatever percent fee that they're going to charge you. Because here's the other thing. Even like I said in my other video that I dropped, even the property taxes, I got slammed November 1st, which was yesterday. I'm filming this the 2nd. I got hit with my Florida property taxes and my New Jersey property taxes, and both totaled over $6,000. Okay. So I finished meeting the spend on one of my cards just by putting the taxes on it. Yes, I was hit with a convenience fee, as they call it, of $90. But if I'm looking past that, the value of the points that I'm getting is $900. I can't beat it. Okay. And I just met it and I move on, pay it off and keep it moving. So something like that would be another way that you can meet the spend. So not only personal taxes, property taxes would be a part of it. It's harder to make other payments. You could use services like Plastiq, which will charge you a fee to make payments on things that you technically cannot or usually cannot pay with a card, like a mortgage and things like that. But you're going to pay a higher fee for that. I shy away from that. I tend not to do that unless I'm really desperate to meet that spend, but I haven't been that desperate yet. Okay. The next thing is, like I mentioned earlier, just foot the bill when you're going out. Just make sure everybody Zells you or Venmos you or stuff like that, because you want to make sure you pay that bill the moment it comes through for you. Now, the other thing is this, and this is a good one. If you're traveling for work where they will reimburse you for any spend, be it for gas, hotel, airfare, whatever, or if you travel for an organization that then reimburses you, a nonprofit, let's say, put that on the card for the spend because you're going to get reimbursed. So that's actually great because you're using somebody else's, money to do that. Now, quickly, these other ones, you might do this already. Some of you might do it because you get certain protections on cards. But if you put your cell phone bill on it, they also cover you for cell phone protection. So that's a good way. And cell phone bills now, mine is $220 something for 4 lines. So, however, just again, all transparency, I don't put that on a card because I do get a bigger savings by bundling my cell phone with my home internet and cable bill with Verizon than I would for putting it on a card. So that's why I do it that way. But I do this on certain cards where I'm getting 5 times on utilities. I'll put the utilities, the cable bill and things like that for my home in Florida onto one of the cards to meet the spend and then to get the great multipliers while I'm doing that as well. Also, there's one card out there that really will cash in on this one, and that's the Wells Fargo Attune card where they cover the vet visits. But vet bills right now, I took my dog twice in the summer. Each bill was over $600. So if you think about that, by just putting the vet bill on one of your cards to meet a spend requirement, that's an easy slam dunk on that spend requirement. And any other donations or any things like that, now that we're coming on the end of the year, if you're going to put money towards charity, giving to St. Jude like I do, you can put those amounts onto the cards and get that. And now that we're again, and I'm with this, holidays, if you have a new card that you got to meet the spend requirement and the due date, let's say, is in January or February, use that particular card to put all your holiday spending on it, be it groceries, be it decorating, be it gifts, and so on. Put all of that spending on that card. Now, I know it's a pain to move things around and shuffle them around. Last year, I learned I had 3 cards that I had to meet a $23,000 spend in total for 3 months. And I was pulling my hair, moving things around every single time to make sure I could maximize it. I'm not doing that to myself anymore. But if you find yourself in a position where you need to meet spend requirements, do what I just told you. You're going to meet those spend requirements really quickly. So if any of this was helpful to you guys, do me a favor, hit the like and subscribe. Check out the referral links below. I have also down there the card pointers, max rewards, referrals. And for card pointers, you'll get a really good discount off of it. It helps you kind of maximize your points earnings on whatever purchases you make with cards. And my credit card referral links through the daily drop is down there. Chase, American Express, Capital One, all that good stuff. So mi gente, like always, I thank you for being here. You could be anywhere else, but more than anything else, I thank you for giving me the privilege of your time. Until next time, mi gente, take care.